You can use the chat box, or we can take up the questions at the end of the session also. I'll be happy to answer all of those. So that would be the primary thing. So please have this thumb rule there. Unless you don't have any questions, please keep yourself muted. There is a link that I'm going to put it in the chat, or I'm going to put it tomorrow while sending you up a follow-up email, where I would share you the Master Feedback Studio link, where you can learn how to use Turnit and Feedback Studio in the best possible way. So I'm going to share you that link, which will help you really think about it, and you can enroll yourself. It's a 10-week learning program. You can enroll yourself so that every week you will learn one new feature of Turnit and Feedback Studio. Turnit and Feedback Studio or Turnitin has more than 20 years of efficacy. We have been in the system for last 25 years approximately. So we are working on academic integrity practices, student writing over 20 years now. How exactly the feedback mechanism will work, how exactly student can improve their learning outcomes and things like that. So I'll share you this blog where you can look into how Turnitin is working on such areas. So the learning objectives for today, we will talk about what's the difference between plagiarism and text similarity. So the instructor login is assignment which will reflect in the faculty's account, and faculty can grade them for idea or words is presented by you, is matching by somebody else's work, is called as text similarity. So whenever you upload any document in Turnitin, you get a report that is called a similarity report or similarity index report. So when I write my article, I write it on my own, but I never knew that the same article was written by somebody else. That literature, if it is matching, it is called as text similarity. Whereas plagiarism is something where somebody's idea or words is matching in my document and I don't have any credit given to them or acknowledgement. That is called as plagiarism. So for example, whenever you see a similarity report in Turnitin, when you see the match from anybody else, and if you have not given citation to them, if you have not given reference to them, then that text will lead to plagiarism. In fact, in UGC, they say self-plagiarism is also considered as plagiarism. If the text is matching from their own publication, it will still show similarity. That's what plagiarism is all about. So we need to know about it properly. So this difference, no software in the world will give you plagiarism report. All the tools can give you only similarity index report. So we need to have this in our mind. So whenever you upload any document, there are databases that gets checked. So Turnitin has one of the largest databases that is available in the world. It covers all of the internet web pages, like current pages, archive web pages, that is historical data, the student login, student submitted documents, which is there in about 1.8 billion student global database. Like if the student has copied from any other IITs, NITs or any universities abroad, that text also will show a similarity. Articles from a lot of publishers, it might is like you can use it on your day-to-day assignment and stuff like that. It will show you from all of the databases, and along with that it will show you an AI report also, as you're seeing here. What is this AI report? AI means there is a match from artificial intelligence. The student text, whatever is there in this document, what percentage of the text is copied from ChatGPT or any AI bot. It will show you how much percentage it is. So here is an example where it is showing 7%, and that is artificial intelligence. You need to click on it, it will take you to a new window and it will show you which text is matching from AI. But whereas what is highlighted here is all similarity report. This is with respect to academic integrity or academic misconduct. How much number of text is matching from Wikipedia, it is showing, internet sources, student paper, all of this. This is called as similarity match. It will show you. Then you will be able to give your feedback and stuff like that. Similarity report is different, AI report is different. AI report you can open up and see how much text is there, but this similarity report you can even download this report. I'll show you how exactly you can do it. So whenever you upload any document, look for flags first. Flags in the sense where text modification is done or text manipulation is done, to prevent what you call as any kind of matching, so that it is not visible to human eye, and automate the integrity check. This is going to help all the faculties if the student is trying to manipulate using white characters, replaced characters, or any kind of quoted materials, so that whenever that is there, it will show you the similarity match. That is called as flag. Whenever the hidden texts are there, it will give you a notification, so that you should not go ahead. Then you can give constructive feedback also using text annotations, using bubble comments, using quick marks, using voice comments. You can record your voice. Summative comments can be done. All of this can be used here in the constructive feedback or diverse feedback tools that Turnit has. So you will be able to find out all of this accordingly. You will also be able to grade them with proper assessment. So Feedback Studio makes grading a proper process. It will give equality in entire grading system. You will be able to grade objectively. You will be able to align rubrics. You can create your own rubrics at any point of time, or you can use some preloaded ones, or you can use somebody else's rubrics also, so that you can give proper grading to the student. So this is how you will be able to accelerate. So a lot of people ask this, what is the proper way? So first and foremost thing that you should know is defined policy for checking any documents. If you're sending it to journal, what is the journal policy? If you're sending it to UGC, what is UGC policy? So these things, if you know the defined policy, you will be able to create some awareness among the students. Once this awareness is created, you will be able to educate them to give proper citation, proper references, proper codes and stuff like that. Once you are doing this policy thing and following it up, your institution can be plagiarized free. That's how it is. So a lot of people talk about quotes. What exactly quotes are is, quotes usually are used for standard statements and definitions, but somewhere if you are using quotes, it should be in proper format. It should be open and closed like this, how it is shown on your screen. Once you are done, you have to cite it with proper citation. It might be in text or it might be in any other format. You need to have proper way to quote it. So that is called as quoted materials. So whenever you exclude quoted materials, it gets excluded. So quoted materials get excluded. That's what it is showing as quotes. You can only do it when your reviewer is going to do the same thing. When they use the same filter, you can also use the same filter. If they're not using the same filter, you cannot use it. That's very, very important. Then comes, quotes are used in this example, but citation is missing. What is it called? Inadvertent plagiarism. Inadvertent plagiarism means where there is quote and you are stating that I've taken this as a standard statement and definition, but I'm not giving any credit to anybody. So that is called as inadvertent plagiarism. I need to do that. If I don't use quoted materials, I don't give citations, it's a standard statements and definition, easily it will get into plagiarism. So people have to use texts carefully with proper policies, proper understanding. Only then you will be plagiarized free. So if somebody asks us what are the effective way of giving proper feedback, one should be very accurate, it should be a timely one, it should be relevant and accessible. So it should be actionable also. So all of this are really helpful for a student. Whenever a student submits any document, if the faculty gives specific feedback and correct information where it is required, student can use it at any point of time and correct it, so that they can correlate the task and expectations, what they have done and what the faculty is asking. And whenever this faculty shares any feedback, it's always communicated in the way of receiver so that they can understand. And then there is timely feedback. Timely feedback can be given to any student at any point of time so that they will be able to access it as soon as possible and resubmit and take an actionable one. So resubmit with proper corrections, proper understanding, only then they will be able to do it. So whenever you upload any document, there are certain percentage of text that will show a similarity. So in creative writing, the similarity expected is very less because it is own words, their own thoughts, their own ideas. Very less of research is there, very less of research, and there is no need of references, citations and stuff like that is not required at all. So this is expected similarity. Whereas in what you call as in creative writing, whereas in research based, in engineering, technology, medical, these kind of STM, where science, technology, medical is there research is more. So there is lot of references used, lot of test strings should not be altered. So there is high chances of getting more similarity. So the only way you have to do it is use your own writing, own literature, own learning. That is where you will be able to avoid. Last but not the least, if you are using short answer response, there is probability of getting into plagiarism, but there might not be also. So these are different categories of writing or different categories where similarity will be less sometimes, similarity will be more sometimes, or there might be chances of getting similarity. So whenever you upload any document, lot of things doesn't show similarity or gets evaded by filters. So you can use bibliographic material filters which will exclude all the references, citations, work cited, all of this. Whereas if I use quoted material exclusion, whatever is there in between the quotes gets excluded. Likewise, there is so many stuff that is very important, like for example reference list. So what format is used, all of this gets excluded. The relative text will always be shown highlighted, but the citation part, the reference part, the quoted part will all get excluded accordingly. So that's why there is a difference between this and this. Plagiarism spectrum, I'm not sure how many of you are aware about it, but let me tell you, your students have been using multiple ways to manipulate the text. It all started with student collision, where students were sharing the text in between them. The same way, it all closely started with self-plagiarism. They were copying from their own publications, which was submitted. In fact, we have also done when we had been doing research. We used to copy one of the article and paste it as a chapter. So it used to occur as self-plagiarism now without giving proper self-citation. There is mosaic plagiarism. If the student is copied from Chinese, Japanese, French, Arabic, that will also be shown, which is there in translated matching. Whereas mosaic plagiarism, where the same subject area like artificial intelligence, I copy from X publisher, Y publisher, Z publisher, combine everything, try to publish, it will show a similarity. That's called as mosaic. So people will be caught there. So there are tools in Turnit which will help you to identify contract cheating, code plagiarism, manual text modification and stuff like that. So which is very important in that way. So contract cheating basically means if some student is hiring somebody else to write their assignment, write their project, then it is called as contract cheating. So most of the time, if the student is paying somebody, they will lead to contract cheating. There is a tool in Turnit which is called as authorship investigate, which will give them all the access to that also. So these are few things. There is code plagiarism. Turnit has a tool called GradeScope, which will give them code similarity also. Between students, they will be able to identify code similarity as well. So these are some 12 types of unoriginal work that are available currently. Let's put it into practice. I'll take you to the live platform and I'll show you how exactly you can make use of that tool. Is there any questions till now before I continue? Any questions?
No sir, no questions.
Alright sir, thank you so much. So I'll take you to the live platform. It's www.turnitin.com. If it's a faculty, if it is a student, if it is an admin, whoever it might be, whenever they are logging in, they will have to log in with www.turnitin.com. The moment you come here, you will see a login page. You will have to log in and then click on login. If you are a new user, you can click on new user and give the IDs accordingly. So when I put this, I'll land up on this page. So when I land up on this page, I'm there on the, I'll be able to see my name, what category that I follow, all of this. But first time if you're using, look into the email that is sent to you by the administrator. Use the first name, last name. Last name is usually used for creating password. Once you create your password, you will be able to see the login page and you will be able to create your password and log in with the same ID and email ID and password. So once you come to this page, right now I'm having administrator page shown here. You will be instructor because all are faculties. So once you see instructor page here, I'll be able to see all the details accordingly. Like for example, when I click on instructor, you have seen now all my classes are shown which I've been using it from quite some time. So once ignore that all of these classes were existing for you. For the first time when you enter to Turnit in Feedback Studio, you may have to create class, you may have to create assignment and stuff like that. Only then you will be able to check any documents. Right now, let's see how the documents are checked first. How I should be able to use this tool is what I'm going to show you. So first let's understand the report, how exactly the report looks like. What are the best steps that you can take care of? So just a second. I just want to show you a right document. So I have not taken which is too high or too low. I've taken a document which is in medium, 49% of similarity. So the moment you click on that 49% or whatever percentage is there, you will click on it and you will land up on this page. The moment you land up on this page, this is a page which is showing similarity, where all of your work remains here. Why everybody wanted this is because of the best report. So once I see this page, first thing I have to see is flags. As I said earlier in my presentation, if I see flags, I'll be able to see how much hidden text are there in this document. When I see hidden text, that means the student is trying to hide something, cheat something or manipulate something. So when you will click on it, you will be able to see what are the text that the student was trying to hide so that it doesn't show similarity. So this is very, very important to know how exactly this works, or else this will be a case of a misuse. So faculty will see first how many flags are there, whether to take an action on it or not. So you should be able to get all of those details. So once you see these flags, my recommendation would be go to AI, but you can go to filters also. So once you click on filters, follow the standard policy. So for example, when I click on bibliographic materials, exclusion is allowed. So I exclude bibliographic materials. I exclude quoted materials because quoted materials gets excluded. So likewise, UGC norms, if I consider, instead of 5 words, I'll put 14 words. Right now it is showing 49, right? See, all of this is put together. You will be able to see by clicking on apply changes. Still not much of a difference, though I've used 14 words, bibliographic materials exclusion, course exclusion. Maybe the reason is this is default 14 words and the bibliographic materials is already excluded and there is quoted materials also excluded. That's what the funnel option is shown. So once the you will be able to see all the filters, then I would request you can go to AI score. So when I click on AI, I'll be able to see the similarity between this document. So when I click on AI, I'll be able to see all the details that is matching from artificial intelligence. So you can see here the whole document, 30% of the text is AI generated. You can see here how much of the situation is AI. So 30% of the quality is very, very important. The qualifying this text by analyzing which text was shown as highlight. Nothing like red is danger, green is okay, blue is not okay. It's just to determine who exactly has been using. So if you have more questions on AI, you can go to AI generated similarity. You can understand all of this. It would be easier for everybody. So that's one thing. So you will be able to see the AI score, and then when you come back, you will be able to see other matches also. When I see 49%, you will be able to click on 49% and you will be able to see from where all the text is matching. So when you click on 49%, you can see here all of these sources are matching. So when I click on any of this source, it will take me to that article link where the text is matching. You will be able to see all of this, and once you see this, if you see this full text tab, you can click on it and the full text will open up here on the right hand side. So what we are trying to achieve here is you are able to see what all content has been taken from that article. Is it matching or not? So sometimes what happens, the student might have splitted the text that is matching into multiple places. All of those will also show a similarity and you can look into it. So once you see this, you will be able to see the next one. This is publication. For this also there is full text viewable. So there is open access, there is so many other things. For this also, if there is any feedback studio, you should be able to see all of those. So you will be able to see all the text that is matching, and you will be able to make use of it from whichever text the text is matching. You can exclude that source also if you want, but we won't recommend any policies. This is based on your requirement, based on your submission that you are doing. So once you are through with all of this, you should be able to check ETS-E rater for grammar. You will be able to click on ETS-E rater and you will be able to. So once with all of this, you can click on ETS-E rater. Now it will give you ETS report. All the grammatic mistakes, all the mechanics, style, all of those that is missing or that is mistaken will be shown in this ETS-E rater. But kindly note, it only supports up to 64,000 characters, not more than that. So it will give you all the similar spelling errors and stuff like that is there up to 64,000 characters. So you can see here, I'll be able to find out all of those. So when it says article error, you may need to use an article before this word. Consider using the article due to the moment. It should be due to moment they have written. So it is giving you ideas, not like any other tools which will correct everything. It will give you some ideas. You can work on it, you can learn, and then you do it. So that's how ETS-E rater. Grammatic mistakes is also done. You will be able to get all the details. First feedback, once you see the student report, if you want to share any feedback, click on any of these three icons. The first one is called as quick mark. You can drag and drop and tell the student wherever the student has done mistake. Likewise, when I click on it and take here, and I can place it anywhere I want. So somewhere I want something else, I'll put it here. So this way I'll be able to place whichever feedback the student has to get, I'll place it there. Secondly, I can record my voice up to 3 minutes. Page 1, these mistakes are there. Page 2, these mistakes are there. That has to be corrected. Page 4, page 5, page 6, it goes on. That's how you will be able to record. You can pause it any point of time. You can scroll, read, and re-record your feedback. Once you click on stop recording, it gets stopped. And once you click on save recording, it gets saved. Please note, this voice comments will go to students only if they have Turnit account. If they don't have it, then no. Last but not the least, when you click on rubrics, you will be able to grade the student also. Can you see 25 points here? How much should I do it? So let me tell you. So whichever way I do it, it should be reaching. So once I do all of this scaling, when I click on apply to gain, grade, it will calculate up to for 25 how much the student scored. But here for 5 it will show 3.6. So that's how you will be able to grade. And also overall document, if you want to tell how exactly is the overall document, so you click on comment and you can start typing overall document. Overall, the feedback is good and keep the flow. Like this, you will be able to give any feedback. Also, sometimes what happens is faculty will tap anywhere, click on comment section, refer the, what they will do is when they tap here, they will tell refer the given URL and do the changes. They'll do like this, they'll go to hyperlink, they'll give the URL, maybe it's Word file, PDF file, something. They will give you the URL and you will be able to get all those details. So once you do this, you should be able to find a comment written by you like this. So these things are very important when compared to all this flags, voice comments and stuff like that. And apart from that, if sometimes there is text comments that you can do it, any kind of text comments. So for example, when I do it, they're constantly okay, this is quick marks. So let's do this. When I tap here, click on text annotation, start typing your feedback and comments. So this way you are having the account ready. So any kind of tweaks, any kind of changes, you can do it at any point of time. And if you want to download any kind of changes, any kind of review, you will be able to do it over here. I'm just looking at the comments or feedback or any questions that is there, nothing as of now. Somebody asked me, can you download this report? Yes, you can see download option here. When I click on download option, there are 3 options that comes in. Current view report will give you an in detail report of your own whenever you are asking any kind of queries. You can download the entire report in one go. Queries will have all kind of review, and you will be able to address all of this. Whenever you want to download and use it offline, you can do it. Current view report will be an in detail report. All the feedback, all the comments, grades, everything would be mentioned there. Whereas if there is anything else that is required, you will be able to analyze and take it up accordingly. So current view report is getting downloaded. There are other 2 reports. Let me explain. Digital receipt will give you just 1-page document. Original submitted file will give you unsubmitted file. So these are the 3, like all are highlighted. Let me show you one more thing. Whenever you see the highlighted text or whenever you see similarity match, people would like to exclude something at some point of time. When you want to exclude something like that, you can tap on the text 3 and tell where exactly the text is matching. You will be able to see all the relative text like this. And when you click on any of those text, whichever has the number, it will take you to from where article it is matching, and then you will be able to exclude it manually. To exclude manually, you need to use arrow key, and when you see all the matches that is there, that's because of primary, tertiary and secondary matches. All the matches it will show, and whatever that would be there, it would be used. So this icons are very important, which will show you full text views. So whenever full text is required, you can click on it, or you can use this also. It will take you directly to the article. So that would be an usable case. So analysis of similarity is there in this red icons. Feedback mechanism is there in blue icons. ETS erater, download, AI and other things. So when you open the downloaded report, you will be able to see who is the author, what title it is. When you scroll down, who is when was the submission date done, what is the submission ID, what kind of characters or how many characters, how many classes are used, what kind of matches are there and stuff like that. All these details are there. So when I scroll down at the bottom of the page, I'll be able to see all the requirements. So you can see here how much similarity is there, how much is taken from student papers, how much from publication, how much from like altogether 49% is the similarity score. Once I see altogether the similarity score is 49, when I scroll down, I'll be able to see what has been filtered. Quotes, yes, on in the sense you have excluded quoted materials. Exclude quote bibliographic materials, on in the sense bibliographic materials has been excluded. Matches, there are about 14 words that UGC has recommended. So while checking this document, I've put 14 words. You can change this at any point of time, and there is feedback that is shared, and you will be able to see the overall score that class has performed, and if there is any requirement they can get back. So this is very important to understand what kind of class it is, what kind of report it is, and how do you analyze it, how do you get the similarity percentage. You should be able to analyze it. Slowly while you start using, you will get to know about it. So this is how you use the tool in the best possible way. If there is any questions on analysis of paper, please feel free to ask me. Any questions on analysis of paper? Okay, I'll take it as no. Now let me take you to the home page. I'll show you how do you create a class, how do you create assignment, how do you do the settings and stuff like that. So when I click, first time when you come to this account, you will not be able to check any documents like that directly. You need to create class first, add class. So when I click on add class, you can see here add class in this. Sorry, my net is a little bit slow. Usually it should not take so much time. So when I do add class, it should give me a new window. And it will help me to create class. A faculty can create any number of classes, any number of assignments, so that they can check any documents at any point of time, of their or anybody's for that matter. Well, it is taking some time. Any questions in the meanwhile? Okay, it's loaded anyway. There are two types of classes, standard and master. Standard class is something where I create a class, I create assignment, I check the documents myself, that is standard. Or I can align the students to my class, checking their documents, I am doing all of that is standard class. Master is something where I have a teaching assistant also, that is called as TA. So then you can add one more person to review also. For example, if I keep it as NIT, my subject area is EC, then I put my FT as subject area, and 2023-24 batch. This is how I put it, so that I have an understanding. I will give password to my class, so that people who has the password, only they will be able to join. And then there is subject area which I can choose, and whatever student level is I can choose. All are mandatory and we are capturing that. You cannot change the start date of that class, but you can change the end date for sure. Right now it is in May 2024, but I'll keep it till 30th June 2024. When I click on submit, it's done. My class gets created. Once my class gets created, I'll be able to create assignment also. So once my assignment gets created, I'll be able to check any documents. So I share this class ID and enrollment key with my student, so that any day the student has to do some activity, they should be able to do it. So when you see here at the bottom of the page, I can see here NITTR-CHENNAI which we created right now. So when I open that, I should be able to create assignment. So assignment creation is very important, because when you do this setting, every student will have the same settings. For example, I'm going to do June test for the whole class. I'll mention this, and I want to measure the student with certain points. I'll give the maximum point as 10 points, and I mention that. Start date I can alter here. If the student has to submit from tomorrow, I can alter, but due date also I can alter accordingly. Right now I'm keeping it 20th June. Post date is where I can start sharing my feedback. Usually I keep it to next day, so that they can immediately start getting feedback from our end. So that's called as post date. You should be able to get that. On the left hand side, you can see allow only file type. The Turnitin can check similarity. If I choose this, it will take only standard file types like Word file, Excel file, PowerPoint, HTML, these kind of things. Allow any file type will take any kind of file types. So whichever is feasible for you, you can pick it up. Then there is submit papers too. You can choose any of this repository. Each repository have their own options or own advantage. So new repository, if you are going to check multiple times, then it is called as you can keep it as no repository. No repository, if I'm checking today, if I'm going to check the same document tomorrow, day after, or anything like such, then I'm going to keep it as no repository. If I'm not checking anywhere, if I'm not sending that document to publication or anybody else, this is a final version, I'm not going to do it, but I want to safeguard the document so that it doesn't get misused anywhere, then I use standard paper repository. Institutional paper repository, in case if the student have copied between each other, in between the class, in between the assignment, then you can use institutional paper repository. But standard repository will be default option. You need to change it to no repository. Start using no repository initially. In case if you are knowing how you can utilize other things in the best way, then you can use other ones. But standard repository can be used only for in case if the student document is not going to save anywhere in the cloud, you're not going to get it published anywhere, then you use standard paper repository, so that it will be secured in your institution name. There is optional settings where you can give any kind of instructions, like for example, APA format of citation to be used. Okay, abstract should be less than 500 words. So this is what it says. Any kind of instruction to the student, you can give it here. Then you can set all the settings, whether you want to allow the students to submit after due date, yes or no, you can take a call. Similarity report should be generated, yes, only then people will be able to see the similarity report and do the changes. Generate similarity report for student submission. It says can overwrite until due date. So if I choose can overwrite until due date, the student gets permission to check multiple times. If you choose first report as final, the student will be able to check only once. Means they will be able to upload the document and you can review it at any point of time. Then there is exclude bibliographic materials. If I say yes, all the bibliographic materials gets excluded. Reference citations. Every student, you don't have to do the filter in the document. Here if you do it, it is applicable for everybody. Then there is quoted material exclusion. If I say yes, all the quoted materials get excluded. It is default for the whole class. Then there is small sources. I have spoken from others document how much words can be similar, 10 words, 5 words, 7 words, whatever is the reviewer norms, you can set that many number of words can be similar. And then there is allow students to see similarity. If I say yes, students gets a login, they will also be able to check the similarity. If I say no, they will not be able to see the similarity. Translated matching, if I say yes, if the student is copying from Chinese, Japanese, French, Arabic, any of these international languages. If they converted that to English, then it will check that language first if there is any match, and then whatever is here, that also will be taken. So that's very important, and that's very important what do you call as feature that has to be enabled. If you don't see this feature, go on top, go to preferences, you will be able to find it, enable the translated matching. Exclude assignment template is there. If you upload the template, whatever is there in the template will not be checked for similarity. This is usually for like certificates and stuff which will show a similarity. For that you can create your own custom template, but please ensure the template gets uploaded initially, not after any submission. If any submission happens post that, the student cannot upload or cannot see the similarity. So you cannot upload the template at any point of time. So you have to upload the template initially itself, not after any submission happens. Anonymous marking is just to evade the student name and check similarity. Sometimes for using fair use, you can use it. Search options, all of these search options can be used. It checks all of the repositories. Grading, you can create your own rubrics. You can grade at any point of time. You will be able to see grading at any point of time. You can create any rubrics. There is a whole list also. You can make use of it at any point of time, and you can switch it. ETS rater is for grammatic checking. When I say yes, grammatic checking gets enabled. And if you want to set it for any of the level, you can set it, and what kind of dictionary has to be followed, you can choose that. Spelling for the first time will be default deselected. Check this box, and if you check would like to have the same settings for future assignment, it will be the same settings for all of the future assignment. If you want to change it, any day click on more actions and edit it. If you want to give access to student and they should submit, click on Turnit, and below Turnit logo there is Students tab. Click on the Student tab, click on Add Student, give first name, last name and email ID of the student. Student will get an access. If not, you can give access to bulk upload also. Up to 99 students can be added in one go. When you click on Upload List, take an Excel sheet, column A first name of the student, column B last name of the student, column C email ID of the student. Take this and upload the list. Every student will get an access. So you will be able to get that. And then there is grade book, where you will also be able to see how your class is performing, how the grades are and stuff. Library section will help you to create your own quick marks, where you want to create your own feedback mechanism and stuff like that. Rubric will help you to make your own criteria, scalings for grading the student. That is called as rubric library. You will be able to do that also. There is peer mark questions, where students can grade themselves. That is peer mark. You can use that. So all of this are there. At any point of time you will be able to make use of it. There is calendar, which will tell you which assignment is starting on what date, which assignment is ending on what date. You will be able to use it. Discussion will be there. You can start a discussion. If you want to use it, you can keep it. If you don't want discussion board, definitely you can remove it at any point of time, which is there in preferences. You can set your preferences anywhere at any point of time. However you want, you can keep it. If there is any URL that you want to keep it for the class, you can do it. So once you click on submit, your preferences get saved. You will get a notification also. Any students, when they want to submit, they can go to in student account. So you can see here there is no class. So for example, the student already has Turnit in account. They want to take up our assignment today. All that the student will do is click on enroll in a class, paste the class ID, take the password from the faculty, submit. You can see that NIT class is reflecting. The student will go here. They will read the info. All the instructions that has been given, they will read it. They'll see the start date, due date, post date. Once they click on submit, they can upload single file or cut and paste. They cannot change anybody's name here. They can only upload their document. They'll put document title. They can choose some computer, Dropbox or Google Drive. Once they do this, they can take up any document that they want like this and upload. The moment they upload, the document will show you how much similarity is there, how much words are there, how many characters are there, all of this. Once you click on confirm, it will take you to assignment inbox and it will show you all of the matches. Within few minutes there will be similarity report and it will show you all the similarity percentage over here. You can view this report, you can resubmit, you can download. Any of this can be done at any point of time. That's the best thing you can do. Any student can do 3 submissions. After 3rd submission, they have to wait 24 hours to check 4th, 5th and 6th. So, which is very important. So, these are few things. They can see the rubrics also. If the student is getting graded, they can do it. They can see their grades. They can see the calendar to see assignments. And this same document will be reflecting in the instructor account. When I switch back to instructor account, you can see here instructor Akshat Prasanna. So when I go to the class, I can click on see 1 of 1 submission by student. When I click on view, I'll be able to see how much percentage is the student document. When I click on it, it gets open. Any faculty wants to check their own documents and their own content sometimes. They can create any class like my project, my research or anything like such. So when I open those like what do you call as that class, there will be assignment. I can click on that assignment and I can view it and I can upload my own content. So like this it will show view. When I click on view, I can click on submit file. I can do, as a faculty can do single file, multiple file, cut and paste, zip file also. They can give the name of the non-enrolled student. If it is enrolled student, they can see it in the list. They can put the title, they can choose from computer, Dropbox or Google Drive. And they can take up any document like this and upload. The moment the student, the faculty uploads, the faculty will also be able to see how much characters are there, how many words are there in their documents, and they will be able to confirm and they will be able to see the similarity. So any faculty can check their own documents sometimes on behalf of the students. If they want to do it, they can do it to have a cross check. They want to do some analysis, they can do it at their end any point of time. Or if you want to do it directly, you can see here there is quick submit option. You can click on quick submit and you can check directly. So if you want to enable quick submit, go to user info. There is quick submit enablement, you can enable. But please ensure what repository you are checking the document. That's very important. For all the faculties, just to give you an heads up on few of the things which is very important is sometimes some documents would show some similarity, but there might be some kind of text manipulation. Say I'll show you a document which is showing 86% of similarity. Have a look around this. This is 86% of similarity. Just to give you an understanding how exactly tool is beneficial for you. Chapter 1, introduction, project description, wireless sensor network, blah 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 is there. 0 flags, 86% similarity, filters, nothing has been filtered. Chapter 1, introduction, project description, wireless sensor network, blah 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 is there. 86% similarity it is. I'll open a same document which is 5% of similarity. See this. This is 5%. When we were doing admin session, Sindhu ma'am was asking. This is one more advantage, the difference between Authenticate and Turnit and Feedback Studios. You will get to see this. Same chapter 1, introduction, project description, wireless sensor network, blah 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 is there. 5%. That was 86, this is 5. But here we have given flags. What the student has done is he has used some hidden text. That's why it is showing flags. When I click on it, see this document. For every word, the student has used special characters like I, dollar or anything like such, and they've colored it in white, which is not visible to human eye. That's why the student were able to get such less score, 5%. But before getting here only, we have given a caution sign that Turnit has flagged this paper for having unusual word patterns which is interfering normal match detection. So kindly have some kind of intervention here is what has been indicated to faculty. Here also we give some kind of, if the student has used lot of content and given lot of citation, we give caution sign there also. More than 15% of bibliographic materials is there, in the sense we give caution sign. If more than 30% of quoted materials are there also, we give you caution sign. So any faculty, if they have any issues, they'll be able to identify this and they can work around with that student. Bibliographic materials is still fine, but more than 30% of quoted materials, flags like this cannot be accepted. The immediate rejection should happen. Sometimes if your document is saved in repository like this, you can select the document, click on delete, request for permanent deletion, click on continue, use the reason and continue, and then delete and confirm. If the document is there in repository, it gets deleted. If it is not there in repository, it will give you a notification like this: the paper you are requesting for deletion has not been submitted to repository. Sometimes you will, though it is there in repository, if you are getting this notification, click on edit assignment settings, change it to standard repository, then try deleting, it will get deleted. It will go to admin will approve and it will be deleted. So no need to worry. If by mistake, if your document is saved in repository, you can get it deleted any point of time. Until you are not sure about repository, please use no repository. So these are the things that you can do it. There is community which will give you all kind of content inputs, how the plagiarism, what is happening, how does educator network and stuff like that. Make use of it. It is going to help you, or how the tool is and how things are, and you will be you can make use of it in day-to-day activities also. There is help section here on the right hand side top of the page. The moment you come on to help section, there is Turnit website. Here there is admin, instructor, student, all of the kind of a guide is there, though whatever I have spoken it is there, but still you will be able to get a lot of inputs here. So for example, if I don't know what exactly bibliography means, if I type here and if I search for it, it will give me the entire bibliography related content. So I can look for it, I can read what exactly gets excluded in bibliographic materials, what are the terminated phrases, quoted materials only double quotes, single quotes are unsupported. All these details I'll be able to search here. So that's what is very, very important here, and that's how it is going to help you. And help section is going to do you all of those. That is very important for you. So help section, if you don't get, there is support team that also you can approach. Usually admin has to be sent an email, admin will take up with the support team. Recap for workflow: whenever you are checking any document, first check flags, then check similarity, then check AI score. AI is available till December. A lot of things are happening in AI. If you are having any feedback on AI, please do share how the scores are, how it is matching and stuff. And then you can consider the student intention, what has to be excluded, what has to be included, then address the concerns with your feedback. So this will be a kind of a workflow that we can suggest, but if you have your own way, please feel free. Any doubt, any questions, help.turnitin.com, or if you want to write an email to us, southasia-onboarding@turnitin.com, and this is my mail ID. If you scan this QR code, you can share your feedback also. Any questions, I'm open to take all of the feedback or any kind of queries, questions. I'll be happy to answer those. Please feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions or queries.